we could be about to end the week in heartbreak, because in today's episode, unless we beat Manchester City in the Champions League quarter-final second leg, then that dream's over for this season. Oh, and the league's hanging by a thread as well. Okay, so before we go any further, I just want to say at the end of this video, there's going to be an announcement regarding the future of this series. So if you want to see that announcement, it will be at the end of this video. Right, let's get on to what's been happening since you were last with me. It's not all been going our way, I can tell you that. So in the previous episode, we played Villarreal in the second leg of the round of 16 of the Champions League. And we also got a disappointing 1-1 draw against Hoffenheim in the league. After that, we played Bayer Leverkusen at home in the league. And we lost 1-0 and we didn't deserve to. It was a cruel, cruel game. We had 8 shots at goal, 4 on target, 49% possession, so we was conceding possession. 89% pass completion, theirs was fractionally better, but our XG was 1.28 compared to their 0.32. We couldn't score. Erez Levi also had a goal disallowed for offside. Of course he did. And they scored with their only shot on target from Victor Boniface in the 85th minute as a real, actual sucker punch. So, yeah, that was a painful defeat in the league against Bayer Leverkusen, I don't mind admitting. On top of that, we then went to RB Leipzig and beat them 2-0 in the league. We actually have a pretty good record against RB Leipzig. And as you can see from the stats, 13 shots at goal, 7 on target, an XG of 2.17 compared to their 0.54. They only had 1 shot on target. 54% possession. We didn't have a better pass completion rate, but it was 89%. We usually average around the 90% mark, I feel. And a 2-0 win. It was a comfortable enough game, really. Leipzig just never really felt like they were in it. Kamiri with the first goal of an Aladdin Sahin assist, and then Carnevali scoring in the 76th minute to make it 2-0. Then we went to bottom of the table Dusseldorf and beat them 4-0. As you would expect, it was a convincing performance. They didn't even get a shot on goal, or a shot on target. 22 shots, 10 on target. I mean, 12 shots off target. It's horrendous. An XG of 3.33, 16 corners in this game, and 68% possession. Their pass completion was 88%. Theirs was only 79%. Freitas with the first goal from an Angelo Stiller assist. Barcola with a second goal from a Freitas assist. Stiller then from the penalty spot with his second of the game. His first of the game to go with his 1 assist, 2 goal contributions. And then Maxime Esteve from a corner from a Thiago Freitas assist as well. And yeah, Thiago Freitas playing alongside Kamiri in the centre of their midfield. And yeah, it was a comfortable 4-0 win. Like I say, Dusseldorf, bottom of the table. Not a good team in the slightest. We would expect to win it. Then we had the first leg of the Champions League against Manchester City. And I have got a highlights package to show you. And I'll insert it in a moment. But it was not a great game, I've got to be honest. There's hardly any highlights going on. A draw, I mean, again, like I said before, if you take away the scoreline and just look at those stats, you'd probably say a draw was a fair result. 2 shots on target each. Yes, they had more XG, slightly more possession, slightly better pass completion, so you could edge it towards them. Erling Haaland missing a penalty, by the way, on the 39th minute. Oblak pulling off an absolutely cracking save for that. But then Hugo Larsson, I think his name is, scoring from a Bellingham assist on the 82nd minute. Again, another real sucker punch for us. They win 1-0. However, going by my way of looking at 2-legged games, my attitude, as you will know if you've watched any of my videos where we've had 2-legged ties before, it's stay in the game after the away leg. If you have the away leg first, stay in the game. Try not to lose it. Try to get a draw or win it. But if you do lose it, don't lose by more than 1 goal. Looking at this Man City team, I mean, they have got an amazing team. Jarrell Hato is an absolute wonder kid in FM. Gvardiol Gertruida, who is a really good player. I've had him in a private offline Arsenal save that I've done. Lewis Larsson, their defensive midfielder of all people. with Foden and Bellingham in front of him. It's just disgusting. Doku, I've no idea who Bill is. Let's have a look at him. 23 years. I mean, he's a 5-star wonder. Well, would have been a wonder kid. He's got a valuation of up to £300 million. He's being paid £350,000 a week. I mean, look at that for physicals. I mean, that is he's 6'4" as well. I mean, this guy looks awesome. And Manchester City, for the record, have not won the league in 3 or 4 years in this universe. So, yeah, you look at their team and they're just disgustingly good. But we did beat them in the group phase. I will remind people of that. Up here, 2-0, we beat them away from home in the group phase. If you actually have a look at the team they put out for that game, I mean, same goalkeeper, the back four's exactly the same. Varela they've got in there instead of Larson. Foden, Bellingham, Bill, Haaland, and they've got Doku in the team. So basically we beat pretty much the same team 2-0 in, again, what was a very even game, but we took our chances. They didn't. It was the other way round on this one. But yeah, what we'll do is I'll show you the very brief highlights package because it is very brief. And then I'll meet you over in the Matchday Centre for the league game away to Freiburg. Been a pretty even first half so far. This is the first highlight in the 38th minute. It's for Man City. They have it on the edge of the box. Surely that is not a penalty in that situation. That looked outside the box to me. So I'm assuming we're going to get no penalty coming up. But who knows with VAR. Oh, it's been given as a penalty. Man City have a penalty. I'm assuming Mr. Haaland is around. Here he is taking the penalty against Oberle. Oberle saved it. He saved the penalty. Right, here we have a highlight. There's been hardly anything going on in this game. It's been very even. But Man City have turned it over. They're still on the attack. Larson outside the box. He's hit the post. Right, so we have Oberle with a goal kick to Ziris. Gives it to Carolot to Kamiri. Back to Ziris. Let's try and move the ball up the field, please, guys. Kamiri does try putting it up the field, but it's coming back at us again, this time with Bellingham. A couple of tackles in, but Man City still keep the ball. Foden pulls it back. Larson, it's 1-0 to Manchester City in what has been a very even game with hardly any highlights. Right, so Carnevale has the throw-in. All the highlights in this game are coming in the last 10 minutes or so of the game. Carolot now tries to put it forward, but it gives it away. Foden then gets the ball taken off him by Gavaro Reed. Oberle gives it back to Reed, to Erez Levi. There's hardly any space for us to move into. Reed now on the right-hand side to Levi again. He's almost given it away, but Carolot to Freitas. Finds Ray and Shirky out on the left-hand side. Can he get the ball into the box? It's back to Freitas, to Carnevale, back towards Levi. Oh, and Levi's hit the post. Right, before we get into the Matchday Centre, just showing you the table and the results that have happened so far today. RB Leipzig have beaten Hoffenheim 2-0 and Bayern have smashed Werder Bremen 4-1. Leipzig we're not worried about. They're like 13 points behind us. Bayern, though, are 1 point behind us. We do have a game in hand, which is the game today against Freiburg. So if we win today, we will go 4 points clear of Bayern, maintaining the status quo effectively. But if we draw or lose, then we are really in danger of Bayern catching us. And what we also need to remember as well is Freiburg are currently 17 points behind us. Frankfurt and Werder Bremen are a long way behind Freiburg. Freiburg are the only team that technically can still catch us. So a win or a draw today will mean that Freiburg can no longer catch us, meaning we are guaranteed Champions League football. And that will then therefore mean we will get budgets set. Let's just quickly check the rules in case I've got that wrong. Oh, actually, yeah, no, I have got that wrong. So it's this is depending on the winner of the UEFA Euro. So basically it's a top three that's guaranteed Champions League football. Where are we going? Come back here. So top three is Leipzig. So scrap what I just said. That's a load of rubbish. Right, so before we get to the Matchday Centre, let me just bring you up to date on how the table looks. Leipzig have beaten Hoffenheim today 2-0 and Bayern Munich have beaten Werder Bremen 4-1 away from home, which means that as things stand at the moment, with this game against Freiburg being our game in hand, Bayern Munich are 1 point behind us. Leipzig are like 13 points behind us. I'm not too worried about Leipzig. If we win today, we will go on 75 points. We'll be 16 points ahead of RB Leipzig with 15 points available. I believe my maths is right. If my maths is right and we do win today, then we will get the budget set for next season, which means we will know what we've got to play with in the transfer special middle of next week kind of time. Right, let's get on with the actual game against Freiburg. And this is the team we're going with. Now, a bit of news as well, because I've kind of had a bit of a shuffle about in midfield. I want to try and get Freitas and Kamiri in the same midfield as each other while not losing Lavia. And this is how I've kind of worked out I can do it. We've got Lavia in the anchor role with Freitas and Kamiri in front of him. So we've got Oberle in goal, Carnevale left back, Reed right back, Esteve and Ziris in the centre of defence, Lavia, Freitas and Kamiri as their midfield three, Shirky and Levi out wide with Kanate up top. Karen Kanate has not scored in like 6 games. The last time he scored was against Villarreal in the Champions League round of 16 first leg game on the 1st of March. It's now the 9th of April. So he is due a goal because I'm getting very tempted to leave him out of the team. And if he doesn't score today, I may well leave him out for Ricard Fontes for the next leg. Right, let's get into it then. In terms of injuries, by the way, we've got Sahin is out injured. He's out for another 3 days. Reuter is out for 2 days and Baumgartner is out for 4 days. So that is how the state of affairs are with injuries at the moment. So let's get into the game against Freiburg in what really is a must-win game. It's kind of like that must-win before you get to the must-win stage, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Freiburg will be playing a 4-3-3. They have, of course, got Mokoku up top, who we have to really be very aware of because we know how good he is, especially with Football Manager anyway. And first 10 minutes has gone by with not really anything happening. We've not had a shot at goal yet. And they are slightly... We do seem to be giving up possession quite a bit in games at the moment, which is a bit of a worry. Carnevale with the free kick, though, puts it into the box. It's headed away by Freiburg. They can now bring the ball away on the right-hand side, but they give it away to Lavia, who gives it to Ziris. He now goes to Reed on the outside. We're playing the ball down and right, and Levi just gives it away again. This has been a frustration as well as the fact that our passing accuracy has really dropped because we used to have in like 90% and above for passing accuracy, but lately it's been just below 90%. And Freiburg are in here, and Freiburg have scored. Oh dear, the wheels are falling off. Our season is not going well in this. We just seem to have lost all form in this back end of the season. And I don't understand how. I really don't. We've got pretty much a first choice team out there. And, well, we've got a free kick. Shirky with a free kick. I hate it when they go for a direct free kick because it never goes in. Right, here we have a corner. Carnevale on the right-hand side. It'll be an in-swinger. Goes towards the back post. Oh, they clear it away. But Levi picks up the loose ball. Gets the cross towards Carnevale. Comes out to Guevara Reed. And that is the end of the highlight. Yeah, I just don't understand how we suddenly... I can understand if 1 or 2 players are losing form. But I just don't understand how I can't get a tune out of any player. And the way I'm looking at it at the moment, I'm going to thrash my arms. You've been terrible so far. But I just don't understand how we can be this bad. Yeah, so it is very disappointing with the form that we're in. And we started the second half. We're not getting a single highlight. Right, here's Esteve. Can he make something from here? Gives it to Ray and Shirky. Karen Kanate. Oh, what? Why is every goalkeeper turning into Donnarumma or insert name of world-class goalkeeper here? Shirky with the corner, puts the ball in, comes out to Kamiri. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to force Kamiri and Freitas into the same team. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Maybe I need to have Lavia in that Matsala role. Right. Kanate is going to come off because he's just... I don't know what's happened to him. He's just lost his form. Barcola can come on as well. I think they'll be my only substitutions for the time being. But yeah, we just seem to have just lost all form right at the end of the season. And it's when we need this form. I mean, we're not generating a highlight. Come on. For crying out loud. Esteve can come off for Gapo as well. I mean, 0.43 XG. We're so uninspiring. It's given me serious food for thought to what I need to do in the summer as well, because maybe Konate just isn't good enough. And the time's running out. We're losing. Bayern Munich have closed the gap to just 1 point, and it's starting to look like we're not going to win the Bundesliga or the Champions League this season. I need to have a think about what we're going to do against Manchester City, because this ain't it. Right, I'll see you in part 2. Okay, so I'm abandoning the Freitas and Kamiri midfield thing. We're going back to what we know, Stiller, Laviat and Freitas in this order. Other than that, we're basically unchanged. So it's basically Stiller comes in for Kamiri is the only change we make. Oberle is in goal, Carnevale left back, Reed right back, Esteve, Ziris in the centre of defence, Stiller, Laviat and Freitas in the midfield, as I say, Shirky and Levi out wide and Konate up top. We do have Sahin available again. He's not really match fit, and Frederick Reuter is also available as well. Sahin is someone we could potentially bring on. One thing I have done as well, in case you've not spotted it yourself, is Konate. We've had the email where he vows to end his goal drought. The reason why I'm basically sticking with this team is I believe this is my best 11, and I just think at some point they're going to play well. Maybe that's false hope, but Konate, we know he can score goals. He's a top scorer. We've just got to hope he comes good. And I've switched him from an advanced forward to a complete forward. He can do it to the same star rating, so to speak. So hopefully he's up for it. Let's get into the game. 1-0 down from the first leg, remember. We have to win at home against Manchester City, who all these years in the future still have Pep Guardiola as their manager. And you don't always see that in Football Manager. Sometimes you'll quite often see Guardiola get the boot, but they've basically, if we just pause the game, they're exactly the same team as what they had in the first leg. So they're obviously quite happy with their 11. And they start from the back. It's with Kobel to Gertruida to Gvardiol. They're going to build up play down this left-hand side by the looks of it, where Jeremy Doku plays in place of Ansu Fati. Foden has the ball, but we win it back from them. Ziris had it. It's now with Stiller to Lavia, and Lavia's just giving it away. Yeah, we're not winning the game. If we're giving the ball away this early into the game, we know it's not going to go well for us. Freitas wins it back. Levi gives it to Reed, who just gets tackled in the midfield. Doku. This is probably going to be 1-0 to City, folks. Towards Haaland. Oh, he's at the top of the crossbar. By the looks of it, I might have hit the top of the netting. But we survived the first 10 minutes, put it that way. One thing I will say is the guys might want to realise we need to get shots on target and shots on goal if we're going to win this game. And yeah, we're just giving it away again. Oh, I think if we're going to save our league season, I might have to change the formation, because currently we've lost 3 of our last 5 games in all competitions, and it's what we're doing is clearly not working. I'm kind of hoping that at some point they're just going to come into form and it'll all just click magically. But as we are seeing for ourselves, that is not what's going to happen, and they've now got a goal. It's 2-0 on aggregate. We are going out of the Champions League at the quarter-final stage against Manchester City. It means we're going to be here another season at least with Borussia Dortmund as we try and get our hands on this UEFA Champions League trophy. We've not even had a shot. I mean, we're so poor. This Man City team, they're not as good as what you'd think. And I just don't know. I said it in the last game against Freiburg that I don't know what's happened to us. There's just no explanation for it. Right, we're coming up to half time. At least we have had some shots and a shot at goal now. But I don't see what I can do mid-game that's suddenly going to just turn this all around. Right, let's go and have a look here a minute. Let's have a look at our tactic. Do we just do this? Bring Fontes on up top. make him a pressing forward. We'll go with support. And not have anything defensive in midfield. I mean, that seems like, I mean, maybe we can change him to a ball-winning midfielder on defend, leave Freitas as the advanced playmaker on attack. Maybe that's what we go with. I mean, at least we're trying something. Fontas on for Stiller is an attacking substitution. You have to say that much. But the second half looks like it's starting exactly the same way the first half did with Man City having the ball. I mean, Doku's just flown past two of their players there. Bellingham to Haaland. Oh, Oberli's made a save. It's quite a comfortable save by the looks of it, but at least he did make a save. Doku with a corner on the right-hand side. It's going to be an outswinger. We clear our lines. Fontas can bring it away for us. Gives it to Konate. Come on, Karim. Goes back to Levi. He gives it to Guevara Reed. Is Freitas. Thiago Freitas. Oh, is it the post? Oh, we scored. Oh, the referee. It had to be, didn't it? The referee had to put his finger in his ear and disallow it. Oh, my dear word. It's been given. Oh, it's 1-1 on the night. An immediate highlight. City have the ball. Bellingham. I mean, it's disgusting. They're a cheat code, this team. And this player here, Bill, we know how good he is. And there you go. We pulled a goal back and it didn't even last a minute. Oh, well, thanks for giving me hope, Football Manager. Thanks for making it not last too long. I actually thought I'd pulled off a masterstroke then with my change of formation. Right, we're going to make another substitution. We're going to bring off Guevara Reed for Gaston Nunes and Ryan Shirky. I think I'm selling Ryan Shirky, by the way, because I just don't like him. He's rubbish. He's been rubbish all season, and I've had enough of him now. So he's going. Right. Don't forget we've got an announcement at the end of this video. Stick around for that. Here's the next highlight then. Oberle. I mean, we had more highlights in this game than what we had in the previous game. I don't know what Levi's doing there, but he's kept hold of the ball. Whereas Levi, he's been tackled in the ball. I thought he was going to get a penalty then, but then I realised it was us and was like, no, it would be a penalty for the City, but not us. Right, here's Hato to Larson to Hato. Goes back to Kobel. This has turned into Manchester City's highlight at the moment. Bellingham has it. Gives it to Haaland. Out to Doku. Oh, there you go. 3-1. I mean, the referee don't even bother looking. He's like, no, don't worry, VAR. It's Man City. We don't need to worry about reviewing their goals. Just let me know if Dortmund score. All right. I mean, is it worth making? I suppose I should make another couple of sites. Carnival is looking pretty much dead. Unai Ganay can come on for him. Lavia can come off for Carolot. Why not? I'm a poet and I didn't know it. There you go. I'm so down about this. I really am. Because I know we can beat Man City and the league's getting lost as well. And I just don't know how to stop us from playing so badly. Right, there you go. 4-1 on aggregate. Our Champions League run comes to an end at the quarter-final stage, which does mean we are going to be here for one more season. Right, I've got no intention of dragging this season out. Obviously, if we're still in the Champions League, we'll be playing them games. But I think what we'll do is we'll come back in the next episode for Werder Bremen and Borussia Mönchengladbach. And then that will be the last episode of this season. We can then move on to the transfer special. Now we'll move over to the announcement regarding the future of this series. Okay, welcome to the announcement part of the video. And basically, when I started this save, it was just going to be a save to take us through till mid-October, late October time, when the FM25 beta would have been due to release. Obviously, by now, I'm assuming you'll know about the delay that there is in the game and that the main game will not be released until the end of November or back end of November, which means the FM25 beta will probably not be out till about mid-November, maybe early November at a push. So it's kind of got me thinking about this series because obviously this series goes Monday to Friday And I never intended this to turn into any sort of Pentagon challenge, and I kind of don't consider it that way now. But I am aware as well that this has been a pretty popular series. You know, we've grown a lot as a channel on the back of this series. A lot of new faces have turned up. Welcome to all of you. I appreciate you being here. And what I've decided to do is, as the rebuilds have now finished, and again, initially the aim was that the rebuilds would finish with the last Barcelona episode Sunday just gone, and then I'd have a couple of Sundays off before the FM25 beta would come out. As that's now not going to be the case, what I'm going to do is, up until the FM25 beta comes out, I'm going to be releasing an episode of the Unemployed Journeyman every Sunday. So instead of it being a Monday to Friday save, it will now be Sunday to Friday. What I've also decided is, once the FM25 main game, the full release, has been dropped, the Unemployed Journeyman will come back as a stream save on FM25. So where you have the option to carry over your saves from one edition of FM24 to the other, I will move this Unemployed Journeyman from FM24 over to FM25, and we will basically carry on the series until we complete the Pentagon Challenge as a stream save. The streams will most likely, to be confirmed, but most likely be every Wednesday, 7 p.m. UK time. And I may do a stream on a Saturday or a Sunday as well, but at the moment I'm just committing to every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And we'll stream for 2 hours, maybe 3 hours if we're having a lot of fun with it. And yeah, it's just a way of carrying this on, so that for those of you that want to watch it, you can join me on stream. It'd be amazing to actually get to talk to some of you guys. Or if you can't join the stream, that's no problem, because there will be a playlist on the channel in the live folder that will be called The Unemployed Journeyman, and I'll upload the videos there so you can watch them back at your own leisure, basically. But yeah, that's basically what we're going to do. So there will be a gap between the end of FM24, when the FM25 beta comes out. There will be a slight gap between the start of the beta and when the main game comes out. In FM25 beta, I will be doing a beta only save that you'll know what my plans are for FM25 in due course when I release a separate video on that. But there will be like a 2 to 3 week gap where there won't be any Unemployed Journeyman content. But like I say, eventually it will move over to the stream save. So hopefully you like that news. That's good news for you. And I'll see you on Sunday at 2 p.m, because that is the usual Sunday upload time. So it's not going to be 6 p.m. like it is Monday to Friday. It'll be Sunday 2 p.m. for the last 2 games of the season. Can we win the Bundesliga?